Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a fascinating journey deep into a lush green forest where the trees cover the sky like a massive dome. But listen, we aren't just revisiting some classic bedtime story. Oh no. We're decoding the legendary tale of Mowgli as something much, much more intense. We're going to look at his time in the jungle as a highly structured, incredibly high-stakes survival school. We're presenting Mowgli not just as a lost little boy, but as an elite student learning vital life-or-death survival skills from some of the most specialized animal mentors on Earth. Okay, let's dive right into this survival syllabus. We're going to start with admissions and enrollment, move through the syllabus, face a surprise pop quiz, tackle the ultimate final exam, and finally, celebrate graduation and a new life. Section 1. Admissions and Enrollment. Meet the jungle's newest student. Our story kicks off with a totally bizarre enrollment process. Father Wolf discovers this tiny, abandoned human baby crying in the bushes. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive difference between typical schooling and Mowgli's extreme classroom. While a traditional student sits at a desk learning math and reading, Mowgli's classroom is the untamed wild. Akela, the wise wolf leader, actually mandated that because human children are so naturally intelligent, the boy, who they named Mowgli, which means brave, needed to be raised like a true child of the jungle. So instead of math, he's mastering tree climbing. Instead of reading books, he's learning to read lethal traps. Section 2. The syllabus. Let's look at the lessons from his master teachers. Now, to survive out there, an exceptional student needs exceptional mentors, right? And Mowgli gets two of the absolute best. First up is the kind bear, Baloo. Baloo takes on the physical and social sciences of the jungle. He really hammers home three main things. First, how to climb the tallest trees to forage for nuts and honey, making sure Mowgli can always fill his belly with sweet fruits. Second, auditory processing. Basically, recognizing the complex sounds of the forest so he instantly knows which snaps and rustles mean friendship and which mean mortal danger. And third, the memorization of specific magic words for protection. While Baloo focuses on thriving, his other mentor, the shadow-silent Black Panther Bagheera, is all about surviving. He teaches the critical defensive skills needed to navigate human-made hazards. Step 1. Identify cruel pit traps set by humans. Step 2. Formulate strategies to safely escape them. You have to understand, these are incredibly high-stakes lessons, because failing Bagheera's class literally means life or death. So tying back to Baloo, the absolute crucial point in his curriculum is this specific magic phrase, "We be of one blood, thou and I." Baloo taught Mowgli these exact words as an absolute fail-safe. If Mowgli ever found himself in real trouble, he was to use this phrase. It acted as a verbal defensive shield, establishing immediate kinship and ensuring no animal in the forest would ever harm him. It's essentially the ultimate jungle passport. Section 3. Passing the first test. It's time for the pop quiz. Every student eventually faces a pop quiz, and Mowgli's comes completely unannounced, featuring a very real, very lethal threat, the furious tiger, Shere Khan. The scenario here is terrifying. One of Mowgli's wolf brothers accidentally falls into one of the exact pit traps Bagheera had warned him about, and Shere Khan, he immediately sees his opportunity. The tiger wants nothing more than to eat this helpless young wolf for lunch. Mowgli literally has seconds to react. Here's where we see the true test of education, applied intelligence. It's the ability to use learned knowledge to solve immediate, real-world problems. Mowgli doesn't freeze up. He acts before the tiger even has a chance. He applies Bagheera's teachings about traps, uses his human ingenuity, and successfully pulls his brother out of the pit. Shere Khan realizes he's just been completely bested by a small human child and goes absolutely mad with rage. So yeah, I'd say Mowgli aced that pop quiz. Section 4. The ultimate final exam, the Banderlog kidnapping. The real test arrives when Mowgli is unexpectedly targeted by the Banderlogs, the most dangerous, lawless monkeys in the entire jungle. They decide, hey, if we kidnap this clever human child, he can teach us all his secrets. This massive exam kicks off in a totally chaotic sequence. Right at sunset, while building a shelter, Mowgli is suddenly grabbed and whisked away over the treetops to a long-abandoned human city deep in the jungle known as the Cold Layers. Seriously, imagine being a child surrounded by hundreds of dreadful, screaming monkeys. The natural instinct is absolute terror. But how does Mowgli react? He doesn't panic. He just thinks. He passes his internal psychological test. He keeps his cool, remembering that he immediately needs to establish a line of communication with Baloo and Bagheera. And this is exactly where his early classes with Baloo literally save his life. Spotting the vulture Chill gliding high above, he flawlessly executes his training. He shouts the magic phrase, "We be of one blood, thou and I." Hearing this, Chill instantly knows Mowgli is a friend. Just like that, Mowgli turns a random bystander into a crucial messenger, telling the vulture to go alert Baloo and Bagheera. Chill delivers the message, and the rescue faculty arrives at the cold layers. And wow, the battle is fierce. Bagheera strikes first, scattering the monkeys, but he quickly gets locked in a walled chamber with Mowgli. Baloo jumps in next, fighting bravely with his massive size and claws. But even he starts struggling against the sheer, overwhelming swarm of the monkey horde. It's at this exact moment Mowgli realizes his teachers actually need his help. Bagheera is getting trapped and overwhelmed on land, but Mowgli remembers a crucial piece of environmental knowledge from his classes. Monkeys are terrified of water. He spots a great ruined water tank and shouts for Bagheera to jump in. Bagheera listens to his student, leaps into the water, and instantly secures a huge tactical advantage. The battle finally turns when Kaa the python appears, sending the monkeys fleeing in absolute panic because they have always feared him. But Mowgli is still locked inside that walled chamber. Well, it takes exactly one single strike from Kaa's mighty tail to completely shatter the chamber walls, finally freeing Mowgli and officially ending his grueling final exam. Section 5, Graduation and a New Life, Leaving the Jungle. With Shere Khan finally defeated and giving up his hunt forever, time naturally passes. Mowgli grows into a young man who has truly mastered the jungle's curriculum. But curiosity eventually pulls him toward the edge of a human village. There, he meets a woman who just freezes the moment she looks into his eyes. She recognizes them. With a trembling voice, she asks him if he has a tiny, unique mark on his chest, a crescent-shaped birthmark. Mowgli reveals it, and in that stunning, beautiful moment, they both realize they are biological mother and son. This joyous reunion signifies his official graduation. Because graduation isn't just an end, right? It's a transition. Mowgli is taking absolutely everything he learned from his animal mentors and actively applying it to a completely new phase of life, the human world. He has finally found where he truly belongs. Saying goodbye to your favorite teachers is never easy. Baloo, Bagheera, and Kaa whisper their farewells with a mixture of profound sorrow and deep, deep love. They accept his new path, and they promise to always remain brothers. And Mowgli, even while living happily with his new human family, never ever forgets the loyal friends and the fierce jungle that educated him. I want to leave you with this final thought to really chew on. Mowgli left the jungle, but the jungle never left him. Think about your own survival skills, your own applied intelligence. How do the mentors of our past shape the environments of our future? It's a really powerful question to reflect on. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope it gave you a totally new perspective on the ultimate masterclass in survival.